just different.
I am the world changer, coded by the blue storm. My number is 19, the power of all number. I am the master alchemist, the force behind the philosopher's stone. Skilled at the art of transmutation. I am the catalytic transformer of world consciousness and planetary living. I oversee the changes of the weather. I am the thunder that shatters your world systems. I am the transport of clouds filled with lightning to illuminate the truth behind your illusions. I am the bringer of the drenching rains that purifies, spies. It was I who caused the triple Aztec monuments of the Avatar archetype to appear in the ancient temple ground. I oversee the morning and the evening stars. I behold the creator of the fifth sun, the present world. Sent forth am I to dwell among you, calling forth the sixth sun. For the great regeneration of the world's soul, to know me is to know your own power of self-generation. To know me is to know your own power of self-generation. Self-generation is power. I am the transport of clouds filled with lightning to illuminate the truth behind your illusions. I am the bringer of the drenching rains that purifies, spies.
Peace and blessings. Alafia from 113 of Orisha Stone. We back with y'all with the hollow mind perceiver himself, Neb Teharka. How you doing, Chief?
I'm doing incredibly well, man. I really, in a certain vibration, and that vibration is creating a certain kind of frequency. I've been in it since the beginning of this new cycle that we're observing of Sirius with the 13 moon calendar. And so, man, I'm very I would say poised and focused on sharing some nuggets on this session.
I shall say. And yeah, but no further ado, I'm gonna get out your way, man. I know you were just breaking down what this session was gonna be about. And I'm very interested in it. You know what I'm saying? Look, you already know when you on, I'm laser focused. I can't smoke. I gotta lock in. So what you got for me tonight, T?
Hey, I might start smoking out of this. Well, hey, to all the listeners, and give homage to brother Ken, 113 Orisha Stone, for having me on, and I definitely want to give thanks for those that paved the way before us. This knowledge is paramount to we should be evolving at the rate that AI is evolving, artificial intelligence, and as we tap into our absolute intelligence, it brings us to something that you hear Brother Orisha Stone talk about, the hollow mind perceiver. And, just to give you an idea of the hollow mind perceiver, really a whole mind theory based on the fifth dimension of energy and light. The electrical light energy part of us is connected to everything that does exist now and that's ever exist and that will exist. It's called absolute, the world of the absolute. And if you can conceptualize that in this mind, in this aspect of the mind, everything has already happened. The past, the future. And so the only thing that now brings you into remembrance, puts you back together as the source of all creation that decided to incarnate in a body. Now you're in a position to really determine what you want your experience to be or that you can appreciate. And a lot of it has to do with clearing up karma, with having a purpose that's beyond the earth so that you can wake up that consciousness. But when we're talking about today, the Psi Bank, That's a part of the whole mind. It's a small part of it. I want to label the Psi Bank as the Psychosensory Information Bank. Psychosensory Information Bank. This is the mechanism that records, according to the teachings that I was taught, that it records everything that's ever happened on the earth. The information bank that in its absolute form. So that means we have relative truth and we have absolute truth. You feel me? So with that, we're in an incredible position to see from the absolute perspective what is happening here. And what I like about it is it allows me to elevate my consciousness, because I think my consciousness is high, right? But it can always be higher. So what's unique about this and what's very powerful is that now I'm able to, through this whole mind concept, say, wait a minute, I need to elevate my consciousness from a human consciousness to planetary consciousness. And so now what happens, the question is, you know, we can talk fancy and say planetary consciousness and all this kind of stuff, but what happens when a human starts to think with the level of consciousness of an entire planet? You see? And so I'm gonna tell you what I see that's been happening, that now that you now are not just responsible for what you do, but you're responsible for what happens with your experience on the planet. And that your karma is not based on these onesies and twosies and things that you just do, error in judgment or something like that. You know what? I'm gonna bring it to you like this. We had a video that we showed today on CERN, and it was talking about latency, that they are messing with the frequencies so much with CERN, and we could talk more about that, right? And this is a good example that whatever frequencies they messing with is now creating latency, zero latency in 4 years. Have you heard that, Orisha?
I haven't. No, I haven't.
So the latency means that when you think about it, it happens automatically. So if you want somebody dead, they die, you bam, dead. If you think something of yourself, I'm not this, bam, you're just suffering all of a sudden. It's zero latency. And so this is why we have to be very careful with how we think in our hearts, because in the heart is connected to the Psi Banks. It's really it's the electromagnetic spectrum of the body, which is connected to this Psi Bank, which is connected to the I call it the AA Midway Station, the Surveillance Center for the Galactic Federation. All these are concepts of states of consciousness that makes us aware that there's something further that we can tap into. Is that clear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm with you.
And so what the beauty, the reason why I'm so amped about it, the beauty of it is that when we think about that like that on the planet, then we out of the jurisdiction of the BS belief systems. We out of the jurisdiction of the governing mentals type things. We out of the jurisdiction of, hey, we can't do this because somebody did something to us. We out of the jurisdiction of, hey, you know, we were here first, we're keepers of the earth, and now, you know, we need reparations. Listen, that we're gonna get the reparations a whole nother way by repairing and remembering ourselves that we're masters of the universe. And this CERN is bringing it's a trigger that's bringing it up out of us, those who came to the planet like yourself, to reform the planet into the consciousness, the human into the consciousness of the planet, so the planet and the whole entire species can evolve at a levels we hadn't seen yet with the living or what they call the biosphere on the earth. So this is important from the standpoint that we got to be very careful what we say and do now, because we always had to do it. We always had to be careful. But now, imagine if what you think happens in a snap of a finger. They say consciousness travels at 299 million kilometers per second, faster than the speed of light. That's what they say. So I don't know the exact what it is. I just know that seems fast. Mm-hmm. I've heard different I've heard different sayings of what that is. But what's interesting is when we're talking about this, today is the red planetary Earth on the Zolkin calendar. And so it's kin 257, right? The affirmation states that I perfect in order to evolve. Well, what are we perfecting? Our ability as creators, right, from the etheric realm in the human form, right, to create any in the holographic universe, anything that we want to create. So the question is, now it's not about what happens to us, but what do you want to create? What do I want to create? What do we want to create together? Not what happened to us. You see what I'm saying? Just for a moment, not what happened to us, but what can we create now? We just talk about latency. And here's the thing, we don't have to, I don't know what they think we are or our awareness, but we don't have to wait for CERN for 4 years to create zero latency where we think of something and it happens right now. Don't you think of something right now and it happens? You think of somebody that happens? You think about, I'm gonna make this money and it happens, right?
You're right.
So it's all the artificial slows everything down, but we think it's actually faster sometimes, but it's not. It really isn't. And so we need to, but here's the thing. When I say we need to, that's a big strong word, isn't it? Need. That means we can't do without. So let me just change it to want for right now for a second. What we want to do is we want to think with this zero latency, but we got to have a purified heart when we do it. That means we can't deviate. That means we can't backpedal. That means you can't change your mind. I meant to do it this way. No, you got to already know, right? 1,000%. This is the direction I'm headed. And so then when reality challenges us in a way that says, hey, are you really about this? Because we're in the year, according to the cosmology, of the integrity of purification. Integrity means, do we live what we know? Do we live what we believe? And for believers, they'd be lying. Whatever it is, however you verbally articulate it, do I live what I know? That means that whatever we know, we experience and we can create, and we do create it. Not just we can, right? So why is this important right now? Well, it's time for us to evolve on if not one, to unify on one premise, if nothing else, and that's to evolve. If we can't, and we need to pick and choose how we're going to do that. And so the hollow mind perceiver and this Psi Bank connects us to the earth in a way where now we can have intentional telepathy with the ants, with the hornets, with the serpents, with the crocodiles and the alligators. And say, guess what though? Here's it. You gonna love this. I can't tell you nothing. I can't. Element 113. I can't tell you nothing, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. The highest frequency wins. So that means if I go to the crocodile and say bite them, and my frequency is higher, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna bite them. They ain't gonna bite me. They are for the consciousness of the entire, all the species on the planet. That's more powerful than any, well, we got a nuclear bomb. Really? Well, we got some things in the earth that are disarm that. Before you can even arm, you don't even know. So we don't have to sit here and be afraid of what something can do artificially.
I see.
So imagine if it's me, you, all the listeners, High Priestess Ma'at, Priestess Moon, all the great speakers and master teachers and all the star elders and ancestors rallying us on, and we all coming together like that. You know what's gonna happen? A bully don't come and find the hardest person to bully. They bully people they can, right? So guess what happens to these systems, which I'm gonna label Brother Ken 113. I love that element 113. let me tell you why. Because when I first started, I got to tell you this. This is connected to the Psi Bank. Because when I started studying this 10 years ago, they said it was only 112 elements in the periodic table at that time. And element 113 was connected to the GM108X transmission. This is the transmission of the primal force. Let's just call that the rang that through plasma reached our consciousness to awaken our species. There are people that incarnated in the etheric realm, and they are here for an intervention. They're not here as a pawn in the game. And so many of these folks are showing up on your show, dear brother. Many of these individuals are realizing the galactic ordering dynamic in them. And as a result, they may or may not be able to be intentional and control. It may be random for some people. And so what we do at the school, the Synchronistic Human School of Enlightenment, is try to get them to take what was random and make it intentional. So when I say this is what's going to happen, you can take it to the bank, the Psi Bank. That's what's going to happen. Because you've already received what already happened in the absolute anyway, and you're just repeating that experience for those who need to see that to awaken or remember. And so the more we remember, you know, it's like that Voltron thing. The more you remember, the more you become a greater version of God than you've been before, and the more you are incorruptible, the more you are unstoppable and immovable, and the more everybody else just kind of focuses on the people who ain't like that. They don't want to focus on the people who are of this kind of mindset. Okay, in other words, there's no way to discriminate against these type of folks. There's no way to do it. Because these guys are already, we're already out. Can you see me okay?
Yeah, you're almost done.
Let's see.
I can see you.
Okay, good. But my phone tipped a different way. So I want to make sure everybody can see me still. So the mission is to increase the psyche, the untapped psyche. I linked this to memory. There's a couple shows ago I was talking about that some scientists say that we have over 100 million years of memory. Well, the untapped psyche is part of that untapped memory. And it's just like, I'll give you a good example. This is funny. I think you'll get a kick out of this. You know, the lion, right? The lion is sitting there, and it's a little white skinny guy with a whip in a fragile chair, you know, snapping at it and talking about round. The lion not lying right now, because the program is telling the lion that you a putty cat. Oh, no. I like what you use. I like the word you use. The cowardly lion is scared of a whip. Now, in the jungle, he used to take down the wildebeest and would growl at a hippopotamus. And won't move if a crocodile comes. But this putty cat mentality, this cowardly lion mentality, is allowing the programs, the artificial programs, to reduce us to a level of consciousness that gets conquered, that reduces us to a level of consciousness that don't build, that reduces us to labels, and we allow it. But then something happens. I don't know if the whip hit the lion in the temple or in the corner of the eye or in a spot, and it triggers something throughout the whole body. The lion says, wait a minute, I don't know what happened, but who is this little skinny white man hitting me with a whip? And what is this chair? Wait a minute, I'm a lion. I eat people like this. Now, so the difference is they take the whip until they remember that they are lion. Now what happens? Everybody in the joint, and hey, listen, everybody in the stands, the white man with the whip, the other lions that's putty cats, All of them start running because the lion remembered, I'm a lion. And this is what lions do.
I see.
And you don't want to mess with these lions that know they lions. You see what I'm saying? And so that's how I equilibrate that to us, that there's certain aspects that we hadn't figured out about some of ourselves yet, or we wouldn't tolerate the whip. We wouldn't tolerate it. We would just come in with the steamroller, and it's like you either part of the steamroller or you part of the pavement. Which one is it?
I see.
But you're gonna get steamrolled because we just figured out we're not here to get steamrolled. We the one rolling the steam. Now this is important in this day and age because the people who let me tell you some pitfalls with this. The people they are saying the people, and this is controversial, but they say the people that got the jab are not human no more. That CERN and all this other. You heard it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that now you're under remote control. The most you could be is a cyborg. I had this video on my on our session a few heptads a few weeks ago, and it was real interesting. It was talking about a man who came back from 2050 as a cyborg, and he was here to tell everybody on the planet the only way you're going to survive is you become half machine and half human. You heard that?
Yeah, I've seen
Have you
him.
seen that?
Yeah.
You seen the guy, right? He was on Donahue, Phil Donahue or something. You see that? He got to listen. Everything that's being shown to you that's supposed to happen later is happening right now.
You're right.
But the cowardly lion or the putty cat waits until they say it's going to happen to do something about it.
That part.
But the only time is right now, right? The only time we got is right now. We can say, hey, you follow this cycle or this calendar and all that. And really, to be quite honest with you, what I teach at the Synchronistic Human School of Enlightenment is that you create your own calendar.
I see.
Starting when you get here. Nitaru, baby, what's up? I love when he come on to give his twist to it. Man, you been hearing this conversation?
Yeah,
Oh,
y'all
man.
can hear me?
Yeah, I'm sweating like a Baptist preacher.
I see. You been going in.
What's up, Omek?
Listen, I'm on fire.
What's going on with it?
Man, Atari got on my ass yesterday. She was like, man, you better have Omek baby on tomorrow. Listen, I ain't seen him in a minute. We need him to break down this esoteric knowledge. What's good with you guys?
Man, everything good, man. Just been
I had to put
staying
you on
focused.
screen so I can see that dope ass backdrop you got.
Oh, yeah.
Man, did you have anything to tag on with what Neb Teharka was talking about, God?
Well, yeah, I had a little bit. I got some key points here. So I did hear him say, do we live what we know? So that goes back to us having to, the things that we are learning, right? We're learning about history, their story, how they did us. We can't confirm it, right? We can't confirm that they actually whipped people on their backs. They created different narratives because we know that we've been prisoners of war for one, right? So we can't necessarily say that it happened unless we was there. Otherwise, we'll just be falling under their documentation of the narrative that they're trying to push on us and make us feel like victims when everyone is in control of their own life. So you use the knowledge that you have learned, right? Ain't no reason for you to be learning all of the esoteric knowledge and you're not using it in your day-to-day life to help with your understanding of tapping into what we're talking about tonight, which is pretty much the Psi Bank. That is your wealth coming from how you perceive your life, because everything that's there for you is a part of the void. All you have to do is learn the process of how life works, how things generate and become rate. which you see the sun as a manifestation, but it came from the hidden void, right? So you learn this esoteric knowledge and you put it into use instead of you just reading, going through 1,000 books. That is not going to benefit you, right? So you need to slow down, take a moment, grasp what you have learned, and then put it into use. You write, it's 4 steps to manifestation, right? And everything starts as a blank sheet of paper. You pinpoint a dot on that paper. That's when you remove all of the full potential, right? It becomes completeness, or you have drawn a direction from the infinite void, right? This is part of the innate framework, and that dot represents what are you trying to bring forth, right? And you draw 4 circles around that dot. This is part of manifestation, and you see in the first circle, you realize the material that you already have, right? And then you go into the second circle, and you put down things that you do not know, right? That's the moon, the hiddenness. This is part of your manifestation, going from void to perception, direction, reception, and then emergence of ray. So, and on the third circle, you put the predictable outcomes, right? If I do this way, just like any situation in life. If you know you don't put no gas in your car, the shit gonna go. You're gonna be stuck on the side of the road.
Yeah.
So you're gonna make sure you always you map out everything so that you know which direction is the best direction to take. And then on the fourth one, it will be your manifestation, the outcome of you drawing out your map. So practice what you know in your day-to-day life by using that knowledge to use your willpower to produce the life that you are looking for, because it's not no magical shit as if what people are really thinking it is. You know, it's all about using your breath, your tongue, because it is your hikayu. It is your words of power. So once you start realizing how life breaks down and how things actually really manifest, and how you are a duplicate of that same manifestation, you'll be able to take control and use your God mind and control your reality, right? You'll vibrate higher than the circumstances of what's going on, for as everybody look for reparation. I'm not looking for no damn reparation, because you ain't finna limit my damn what I'm trying to manifest. Shit, I manifest a whole damn planet and get the fuck up out of here and go live somewhere else. You get what I'm saying? Let them have this shit. They already tore it up. You know, so that's my point. My whole point is it is infinite potential. Once you draw that dot, that's the direction you chose to go. But until then, you stay back and you lay in the void, in the primordial noons, in the waters, and you start thinking of different outcomes of what you want out of life. Because can't nobody stop you from doing what you want to do when it comes to your life. You know, we can't put it on nobody but us at this point, because we got all the knowledge. It's, you know, we're back to the point where we're back in that right state of mind where we need to be, right? So it goes back to the Osiris point of view. It's not about him being slaughtered and scattered into 14 different pieces. It's actually about it actually is talking about you letting go of your old self, even though you have built yourself up as this king of your kingdom. Don't be afraid to let that shit crumble and get scattered into 14 pieces, right? Because once you scatter that shit out, now you'll see where your weak points were. You can say, okay, this shit here, we don't need this in our kingdom no more. We're gonna let that shit go, and we're gonna bring in something new that's going back into the void. Because that's how life works. Void, potential, reception, manifestation, as the physical body, death, void again, so that you can come out a new being. That's why they call us Nubians. You know, this is why Dr. York said Nuwap beings, because that's what we are emerged as. We are the same Netaru incarnated anew, right? And anew is the most high. So we are a fragment of a new manifested. So don't be afraid to let go of all of the habits that you used to have, the belief systems, the relationships, letting go of all of the current boundaries, so that when you come back, you have been in bypass and vibrating on a whole nother frequency level than your current boundaries that was set due to your perception and how you perceive things. You know what I'm saying? That's using your God mind, your God power, to know that it's okay to start over, because nothing is really lost inside of the void. Everything just is made anew, made refreshed, recycle, recalibrate yourself. You know. So yeah, that's my point. What I want to build on. To
No, that's
start off.
Nice.
amazing. No, that's
Yeah.
amazing. What
Mhm.
you got, Neb? I know you want to build on that.
Oh, of course, man. I love when Daru Baby get on because he gets into the cracks and crevices of it. You know what I'm saying? Exactly what we need to do. I want to put something in perspective. On today, with the Hollow Mind Perceiver, we have an activation on the infinite mind waves. This is part of the UR harmonics, the universal recollection. So we recollecting things from the universe to help us remember and use the power of remembrance over our current experience, right? But I want to the activation was on something called the infinite mind wave discriminates space. Now, infinite mind mean there's no limit to where the mind can go, right? We're talking about the omnipresent, omnipotent mind, and we can tap into it. We know that. But the whole discriminate space, what is that? That's different for each person. That you got some people that discriminate where they oppress people because they can or whatever. Now that's not our mission, right? But then there's discriminate that can see the differences between what helps me evolve in space, discriminate space as consciousness, and what helps me not evolve. And so I want to put a concept out here that was really interesting. I was going through an exercise. I was experiencing some discomfort, and I do a lot of sacred geometry, and when I first started sacred geometry, I didn't know, like I'm focusing on these symbols, right? Element 113. I'm focusing on these symbols, and I'm saying, yeah, it feels like my brain is getting stronger, but what can I do? Right? So it wasn't until I didn't have my symbols that my mind told me something else to do. Because I had the symbols, the symbols was kind of like my focus, right? When I didn't have the symbols, yeah, I was like, damn, I ain't got my symbols. How am I going to do this focus? So I did it in my mind. Then I had this discomfort in my body, and the geometry, the sacred geometry that was speaking to my mind that wasn't there says you need to mimic how to work through how your body see you need to have telepathy with your body, because see people want to be telepathic, right, and want to manifest, but they can't even manifest in their body sometimes. Oh, I'm in so much pain. Well, manifest no pain in your body. But check this out.
Yeah.
This infinite mind wave, right? Do you know that, that if there's planetary consciousness, there's galactic consciousness. If there's there's a bigger consciousness, right? But if I can be telepathic with the cells in my body and say, you're going to move this way and it's going to move that pain out of my body, and it does it, then now I say, okay, I'm about to move some stuff out here in space that's in my way the way I want to. But then the notion came to me. Did you know that the earth is a cell to something in the universe? Just like our cell is a cell to our cosmos of our body. They mirror each other. So that means we can speak to the earth as long as it's in universal law and say, this is long. Now we got to take responsibility for whatever karma, right? Because we just can't be experimenting. We got to know that we know that we know in our heart of hearts. But I'm there in a lot of places and spaces. And I say, I'm going to project this mind, the infinite mind, onto the earth as a cell of the universe to be this way in my holographic universe versus this other way. Now, let that sink in for a second. That if there's something that we're displeased with on the earth is just a cell in the mind to something that's far greater than the earth. The earth is a part of the galaxy part of the universe, or the multiverse, the multiverse part of the cosmos. Then it's beyond, right, consciousness, right? So all of this, that we had to come from beyond, we had to transcend ourselves. And what this is telling us, and I like, to hear the Thyroid Baby, because he said, well, this is, I heard what Neb said, but this is what that means, that this is what we need to be doing and being as a result.
Sure.
You see? But we got to use that power. So the reason why I talk in these big concepts is because if somebody, my brother had his 49th birthday party today, right? And if somebody came and was talking crazy, I can tone it down without having to tone them down, having to, get physical. So I used to have to get physical to tone him down. Like I didn't have no problem with that, and I had no problem with nobody coming at me if we had to do, because see, the order had to be in place. You can never compromise the synchronic order, right? But what I'm saying is that when we need to change a circumstance, and I'm telling you that your mind, that the planet is a cell in the universe, and you can speak to your cells in the body, and in the whole mind, you can speak to the planet as if you are the universal mind, or you are the holographic universe experiencing the earth. Well, then now on your earth, what happens? This is the new earth. What happens? Is it wealth or is it poverty?
Mm-hmm.
Is it war or is it peace? You see? And so we get to choose if we decide to make that our focus. But that infinite mind wave messed me up because it said we discriminate in space. That means we can tell the difference and we can create differences as wanted and as needed. You just have to be responsible for what you create. You
Yes.
can't create it and then turn around and say, oh, I didn't know it was going to go south like that. I'm good. No, you're not good. That's what reparations is now. That it's sincere regret. And you know what? I'm going to fix it because I didn't have no clue that's what was going to happen. But then that builds you in a certain kind of way when nothing can build you that way, when you got to correct and you got to repair something that you sincerely didn't want to be that way, but you repaired it and made it right anyway. That person is unstoppable. So I'm gonna stop there because I can keep going. I know Netaru Baby is rocking in his chair right now. Cause you coming with them details. I can't wait to hear it. I can't wait to hear it.
Look, everything you're saying is kind of reminding me of that the new Avengers or
Yeah.
X-Men movie when they talk about
Yeah. Oh,
manifesting Battle World. People don't understand how he's manifesting Battle World through dark magics and all sorts of different sigils and whatnot. Oh my baby, what you got on that, Chief?
Yeah, so we are the universal consciousness. This is why we must begin all thinking with the mind and hearts of all. Once we stop thinking and perceiving the world using our ego mind, this is the mind that say I, me, Natharu baby, Orisha Stone, Neb, you know, you putting, or you see a dog and you say it's a dog, a cat, house, a house. It's you naming everything, right? When you start thinking with the universal mind, you don't, and perceiving it as the universal mind, you'll start seeing everything as a duplicate of the original creation. So you'll know when you're speaking with someone, you're actually speaking with a narrate, or the most high, a new, or the primordial noons, because every atom, every atom inside of your body is they say that it is full of nothing but emptiness or space, where that space is the primordial noon. It's the void. So the void is the hidden aspect that we don't see with our own physical perception, but it always exists. Just like when the sun comes around at Atum, or the morning sun, you don't see the darkness of space, but it still exists. It's still there. So every when you perceive in life, the void, everything is still, the void is not separate from the manifestation of what we call Haya, which is life. Just like the planet is still a part of the void. So all things in truth are the void incarnated. So it can't be nothing less than all that is inside of all, right? Because it is particularly the source experiencing life as what you would particularly call yourself, or a frog, or a dog, or a rooster, whatever it may be. It's experiencing, and it's using that consciousness to perceive itself as what it particularly wants to be, right? So it's the like I said, it's the ego mind that makes you think that there are separate individual minds. But when you start
Mm-hmm.
perceiving with your God mind, the universal mind, when you're speaking with someone, you'll start realizing that you're speaking to another aspect of yourself. Even if they have a lower vibration than you'll be able to talk to them normal, because you was at that point of consciousness, because all things in life is really truly consciousness. It's not no this shit. It looks physical. This shit, I promise, this shit feels so damn real. You can pinch your
It's
damn
all
self right now,
mind.
and you gonna think that shit real. It's all holographic, because it's consciousness. Everything is really atoms. It's nothing but energy. And or what Ned was saying when he was talking about you're getting chaos and everything. It's like I said, you're not, when you're not following the universal order of how things supposed to work. This is when all the shit comes in your life where it's not working for you. You get up, you got a damn flat tire. Now you already got up late. You trying to haul ass to work in 5 minutes, and you got a flat tire. You go out there. You're not following no type of order and structure, right? So you're gonna get a universal cosmic ass whooping. That's all you're gonna get. You gotta pay attention and start doing things the right way. It's the right way to do everything, because when there's a problem, the solution is already right there with it, because they come together, they a pair.
Yeah, I say.
You know, so yeah, that's what I had to say about it.
I say, man. Appreciate you.
Mm,
What you
I
Yeah,
got there?
yeah.
appreciate
I
that.
know you cooking.
Hey, I'm cooking. I'm cooking. So, you know, the whole consciousness, I mean, I love how Natharu Baby breaks it down, because, there's what it is, and then there's who we are, and then there's the behavior and that we have that determines what we experience, right? And so, in this, we're talking about the Psi Bank, the psychosensory information bank of the earth, which is the thought patterns of the earth. Interestingly enough, in the kin, right, in the book of the kin, the last four kin of the galactic spin, they are the heartbeat of the galactic core of the earth. And that's kin 257, the red planetary earth, that's today. 258, right? The white spectral mirror. 259, the blue crystal storm, and then 260, which is the yellow cosmic sun. Now, these all are not just names, there's codes that go on with this, right? So when I was reflecting on the planetary consciousness, I went down memory lane. And memory lane said, well, before, because I linked Natharu Baby, I don't know if you heard me say this, but I linked the Psi Bank to the noosphere. The noosphere is the collective consciousness of the humans that's evolving into planetary consciousness. And this medium is how we shift ourselves in the earth. But when I went there, my mind consciousness, as you said, took me to the beginning of the earth, the geosphere, when we're just talking about the geology of the earth and what can happen on this planet to nurture us as we fulfill our galactic purpose on this planet and clear up any karma associated with it. Then there's the biosphere, all the life forms that come from the earth. And so what's really interesting in consciousness is when we go from the biosphere, that we're just a physical living being on a planet, to the consciousness of the biosphere, which is the noosphere. After the noosphere, right, is the galactosphere. So this is how we continue. All it means, they're fancy words for saying we can keep elevating our consciousness beyond our circumstances or beyond what we're experiencing so we can transcend ourselves. So we can be on a planet and we can transcend ourselves beyond the planet. And then we now can be operating or navigating in a whole solar system or galaxy. We can move on from a galaxy, but this is all a larger field of consciousness for us to elevate our frequency into a constant so that it becomes immortal. The beam, the beam that we're shooting out from the frequency moves into the universal layers of evolution. We now become into our immortality aspects of our being. Is there a consciousness for that? Yes, there has to be, right? There has to be. But the key is not to sit up here and say, well, I'm already at the immortal level of consciousness. But the key is that who is striving for those levels, and what does it look like in your day-to-day physical reality to see you elevate yourself? It's a choice. It really is a decision. Decision and memory are twins. They're different sides of the same coin. Once you decide it's over with, a true decision knows no other outcome than the decision that was made. So that led me to believe, when I was in my meditation, going back through those layers of consciousness, I had to go back and I had to police up, what decisions have I made with the knowledge that I have? And how are those decisions, dear brother, element 113, how are they serving me, and how am I and me serving the planet and serving the people? And so if I can't answer if I can't give a good answer to that, my brother, I got to make some adjustments. Yes, I know it. I know I can feel it. I can feel it, 113. Come on, man. Come on.
Hey man, y'all on it. I ain't gotta say nothing. Y'all done said everything need to be said.
I just felt an impulse from you when I said that. I didn't know if you were gonna say nothing or not, but I'm telling you, that's what's happening.
I see. No, especially when you were talking about how the mind can automatically attract without saying anything, without doing anything. All you gotta do is just lock in. Man, there's been so many times I say I want something and you have a delivery at the door.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes,
But
sir.
again, you said a key phrase that I got to address. It's like deja vu. So you said lock in, right?
Yes, sir.
My son Sage, he was working on a project, and I called him And he said, Dad, I'm locking in right now. I said, wait, what you say? Come here. Right? So he came over there and he looked me straight in my eye. And I said, who told you that you could lock in on something like that? Because he was talking about black holes, supernovas, and all this kind of stuff. And I just looked at him and I was in awe, really, what he was saying. He was breaking some stuff down to me. And you know what he did? He said, I said, what this mean? He said, I did.
I see.
I said, well, you go finish locking in then. I stand down. I stand down. And then he came back later and said, this is why I was locked in. It was so dope what he was doing. It was so dope what he broke down to me. I said, man, we got to put that, because he wants to start his own YouTube channel. But he used the words, I'm locked in. Yeah. What do you want me to do when I'm locked in, Dad? I said, I want you to stay locked in on that. Yeah, and we need to, some of us need to lock in, you know what I'm saying, on what we truly know versus trying to figure out what we didn't know.
Man, out to our kids, man, because you ain't, look, these conscious folks, our kids on a whole nother level. I'm saying, baby God, people be introducing me to their kids. I'm like, this the next level stuff, that the next generation gonna be way better. Look, shout out to my son and my daughter, Mama Watamara. Yeah, man, yeah. Oh man, baby, you got kids?
No, not yet.
Yeah. You need to go ahead and download that information, guys.
Wow.
It's coming.
Dang.
Lock in.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We keeping up on an hour. I know this is a short one, but Meg, what you got coming up next, bro?
Building on what y'all just talking about.
No. In general, what you got on your personal business and everything? Because I want to be able to support the brothers that's coming on. What is your business? How can we support you? And also tell us where you're from. You know what I'm saying? You putting on hard for your city. Where you from?
Yeah, I'm originally from Mississippi, Mississippi, and Jackson was raised in Jackson, Mississippi. But I've been in Virginia for like say about 8-9 years now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm from that little area right there. But yeah, if like say my website is sunraze.store. That's SUNRAZE.store. You know, you can go there. I have books. All my books are on the website. I have them. They literally $9.99. You know, and it's very valuable information if anybody wants to get it. And if I see that you didn't purchase one, I can add you to other books. You know, just for the support. And you know, but if you're really trying to level up your consciousness and activate your God mind, just like how the screen behind you is telling you the different forms of your mental, you know, the how your mind breaks down, you know, through your perception of your will, your mind, your emotions, your breath, your body, you know, becoming the witness. You know, but if y'all want to support me, you can go there and I say I love to build and give out knowledge for any time that's needed. You know, I get people that inbox me all the time on Instagram, and I love building with people and helping them get to a state of mind where they're trying to reach. You know,
you've been doing this a long time too, Chief. You know what I'm saying? I hate when people they find some brand new information, they find that popcorn information on YouTube. And they come back spitting like they're the philosopher themselves. They start using all, look, they be reading the Thoris and all that, and start spitting 1,000 big words. And you're gonna pull 9 ethers and bring it down to the 4 ethers. What?
No, you gotta make it make sense, man. Like you can't
and really put in work with this information. You've been doing that for a long time, so we appreciate you, and most definitely we want to support you. So, Neb Teharka, you as well. Not only have you been doing a lot of work, your work has rippled to the part where before I even met you, I met some of your work, and that's kind of important too. You know what I'm saying? I met both of you guys. I met you before I met you, through the name of your melanated
Yeah.
immortal. I've been knowing Omeg baby for some years now. We've been locked in. Oh well, no, we thought we were locked in, but now we about to lock in.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
tell us
Right.
about your show. How can we support you? How can we tap in with you? And also tell us where you from.
I've lived in Atlanta for 32 years. I'm relocating to Virginia Beach area right now. I grew up in Ohio, Oberlin, Ohio, about 30 miles west of Cleveland, is where I grew up. I want to say something real quick as I say how to support, because the next I wanted to talk about this topic, the Psi Bank, because there's another topic. You hear us talk about wave spells, there's cycles of evolution in the galactic mind and the God mind, but there's also, right, the wave spell supports something called pulsars. And we hear about pulsars in more of a space sense. But pulsars and what may be a great topic to talk about and lock in on is they're time travel vehicles. The mental construct of a pulsar helps you time travel. Now, what is the purpose of time travel? To see the absolute truth. Now, what does that lead me to? I always got a rhyme for the reason. That leads us to the omega part of the galactic spin, which is Kin 260. So on Kin 260, which is this coming Wednesday, we're having all the galactic kin. So if you don't have your kin number, you need to reach out to me to make sure you got your kin number. And if you're really intrigued, you need to get the purpose of your kin and how that helps you to navigate the planet. You need to get that. High Priestess Ma'at does it. I do it from a male perspective, a hollow mind perceiver perspective. And the key to it is that you go to every situationship evolved with an evolved perspective, right? But that's going to be on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be myself, Baba Wanique Kimi, Tahuti Shabazz, Vazak Votan is his other name. And we also going to have myself and High Priestess Ma'at. We're going to be doing this galactic kin meditation to bring all the kin into the physical. So if you're intrigued or you got your kin number, you got to be in the space and in the place, representing the physical representation of your kin. Okay, that's something we have. You also can go to our website. We have classes on the law of time. Time in this sense being the evolution of consciousness, not a clock or a calendar. Your own calendar. I did. There's a very special lady that I coach, and she's Kin 107. And we talked about how you create really your own calendar. The calendars were created with an agenda. But what's your Earth agenda? And let that be your calendar, and everything align with you, how you align it with yourself. So these are things that we teach at the Synchronistic Human School of Enlightenment. Let me give you the website so you can go on there, message me if you want to get more in depth with this, because this is only going to help you master yourself. And the website is www.synchronistic, SYNCHRONISTIC, human, the human is spelled HUEMAN.com, synchronicityhuman.com. So we do a lot of teaching. We talk about these concepts that may seem to be in our higher mind and what they practically look like in our physical reality.
I see. Man, what tonight, anytime we do a show, really, I always want to give the people something they can take back and utilize. We hit a lot of strong points, but going back to the foundation of this conversation, can you give us again, just so you know what I'm saying, we can bring it on home, whatever information you might want to give to the people that they can actually tangibly use in their life?
Listen, when I brought up the video about CERN, y'all got to see the video if you're not following CERN, because they are using the technosphere, which is built through AI. They were building AI long before we start talking about AI. All right. When they were talking about the information age, AI, artificial intelligence was being built, but we just thought it was information, right? Then we have the digital age, which is bringing forth, artificial intelligence, as they say it. Now, the technosphere is creating a system of technology that makes us think we're not evolved, that causes us, or that has us focus on programs that make us, or suggest that we focus on the physical limitations of our beingness. And so they come through people, they come through colors, they come through sounds of the technosphere, of the matrix. And so when I put that on about CERN and latency, that the technosphere is messing with the frequencies and the God particle, right? So much that it's creating getting us to the point where the humans consciousness have to be immediately responsible for what they think, because what you immediately think manifests.
I see.
Right? And so you have to deal with that. So we really got to work on our whole mind. We really got to work on the human technology side so that we can advance ourselves above and beyond this technosphere. Otherwise, we're going to be coerced and forced into being a cyborg.
I
And
see.
so all that stuff was orchestrated. The 5G, the 6G coming soon, and the chip. So I'll turn it back to you.
No, man,
113.
I love it, what everybody's been saying lately, especially my sister Atari. She will always be like, yo, y'all manifesting the wrong timeline. Y'all trying to tap into the wrong timeline. This isn't a timeline to be worried about negativity and everything else. We're supposed to be focused on prosperity, riches, getting ready for the wealth. She be cutting time down. She was like, no, man, we ain't waiting the next 4 years. We're going to get this done with the next 3 and getting our spirits and our mind, body, and soul, you know what I'm saying, correctly leveled out. So I love it when you turn around, you guys come around and y'all break it down from a whole nother perspective. I know I always speak from this realm because this is the realm we've learned to control. But after you, like you said, after you get your kingdom up, now it's time to split it up into the 14 pieces and evolve more. You know what I'm saying? Where can I get stronger? I love when Omek Baby said that. Omek, before we get out of here, man, what can we take home tangible from this conversation?
Yeah, so I want y'all to remember that all forms of manifestation is temporary, right? Because it's part of it's all things are part of the system of creation. That means that just like you see a plant or how the seasons go, it's still a process of void, a rising potential, the reception or the part of gestation, and then the manifestation. That's how all things work. So manifestation, the things you manifest in life is a limited time offer. Enjoy that shit while it's dying, right? Because it's gonna pass away. You gotta let this shit go. So when the universe come knocking at your door and say, hey, give me that shit you got in there so I can bring in the shit I've been holding in and that you got in the warehouse here stored that you've been trying to manifest for the last 5 years or something so that you can receive it, because you got to create space. You can't keep holding on to things that you have manifested, right? If you want you a new car, what people do, they go and turn that car in and get them something new, right? You can be a car collector, but you have created that space to have all of those vehicles, right? And the thoughts, I also want to leave you with the thoughts. All thoughts are not our thoughts. Look at it as the primordial noon, right? You have the ocean, then you have the waves. The waves is not the ocean itself, but it is filled with oceanness. It is your potential. It is your rising potential. And it merges back into the noon, and then it reemerges, and sometimes the shit come out of tsunami, by the way it manifested that. You never know how big you can go if you stay thinking small. So you gotta always know that don't let nobody put no cap on what you're manifesting in life. Can't nobody control that but you. Don't go and tell people what you're trying to do and manifest. You make it happen, and when they see that shit, let their mouth drop to the floor. Right? Because people ain't gonna believe in you like you believe in yourself. But if you keep putting everybody else's energy into what you're trying to manifest, that shit gonna get delayed like a damn train it's still coming through, and you stuck at the tracks trying to get to the other side, right? So using the mental field to manifest your desires requires a narrow viewpoint. You can't be trying, when it comes to manifestation, everybody want a nice car, nice house. They want a husband or a wife. They want children. They want bukus of money. They want to start a nice business. Narrow that shit down and focus on one thing at a time. The mind ain't made for you to be everywhere. That's chaos. You got to control, just like breathing, just like meditation teaches you proper breathing, right? And you use your incantations, your chants, your vernacular, your vocals to manifest that shit, just like Ptah manifested this whole construct of the physical. You have the same powers. You're not separate from any deity that ever existed. The powers of the all is within your own palms. Use that shit. It's there. It wasn't made for you to be sitting here worshiping any type of deity or anything outside of yourself. You give thanks, gratitude for paving the way and for showing you how to do particular things, and you use the tools that they left for you. They paved the way. You show your respect and gratitude, and you pick up the baton and you keep on moving forward, because you are a incarnation of the all. So you can put something into the world that is going to make the world a better place for everyone as well. Don't think just because you're inside of creation, you can't keep on creating, because creation never stops creating. It's always unfolding and steady blooming. This shit is never ending. That's why it says no beginning and no ending, because this shit don't end. We've been here 1,100 times. So realize that shit.
The order of that. I love how you said that when you manifest, because that's something that we kind of realize it, and it's in the back of our mind, but we still trying to figure it out. How if you think about something and don't say it, it'll manifest 10 times faster. If you think about it on a regular, if you like we say lock in or laser focus, you thinking about it, but you're not speaking it, this is almost useless.
Right.
Look, you gotta speak it, see it, and bring it into existence, right?
Yep. And then stop thinking about it. You gotta have that point of stillness. Just like how you say your chants, it's a point where you need to shut the fuck up so you can receive the download.
Watch it come on in. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, I appreciate that, guy. We ain't got to do too much with y'all because y'all be bringing it heavy, man. You gave him some homework for the night. So, man, I appreciate y'all for real. And we're gonna do this again. My bad. Neb, again, you already got your CashApp up? Yeah, I see your CashApp up already. And when's your next show coming up again?
I got a third Wednesday at 8 o'clock is the 260 Kin meditation and chant, and then after that I have every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. we do something called Living Abundantly Beyond the Programs. Yeah, at 10:30, about an hour session, 15-minute session.
Yeah, most definitely tap in with this brother, man. Get your information right. Tap up with your energy. We're gonna be here every Sunday, or at least every other Sunday, tapping in with the whole mind. You know what I'm saying? The whole mind thing. Yeah, I love it because it's always pushing us to the next level to think, and it's giving us something to go do some research on and go practice on. Just like you exercise, we exercise these muscles every day. Now we got to start exercising the mental muscle every day. So, man, I really appreciate y'all. And we're gonna tap in again soon.
We appreciate you for creating this platform for us to share our ideals and to be unified together. That's the key. So give thanks to you, Brother Ken 113. And
thank y'all for doing the work,
baby. Hey, we just mirrors of each other, man.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know, we
just feeding off your energy. See,
you're gonna make what we need to manifest 10 times faster with the right crystal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that ain't my field of study. You know what I'm saying? I gotta call you if I need something like that. Honestly, like.
Man, I appreciate you. Before we get out of here, since it's all fam right now, I'm gonna go ahead and call the sister up real quick because you know, on Goddess Mood, she a big supporter of all of us, especially Neb Teharka. Yes. Since we get out of here, Goddess Mood.
Shay, I'm in the space, brother. I'm in the space. I'm in the dark, but I'm in the space.
Did we miss
This
anything?
has been. Oh no, y'all didn't miss a. No. You brought it. Y'all brought it. I love the how everything was broken down, broken into layman term, made so freaking real, like in real time. So if those of you who didn't make it in the beginning, y'all better make sure y'all get this, y'all check this replay out because this was real mental 411. We talk about whole mind matters up in this space. They brought the whole mind matters up in this space. So I'm highly grateful for you, Natharu baby, Omek baby, and the plethora of knowledge and wisdom and intellect that you bring in complement to what is going on in this space. Much gratitude to you, my brother. And I definitely will be investing in your space. Y'all, let me put that banner back up here for Natharu baby. So y'all can make sure you check out his site at sunrays, all right, .store, and that's SUNRAZE .store. um make your investments in yourself as well as in the universe that we control, okay? And definitely to my Baba T, I call him Baba T, Neb Teharka, Kanish Kowak, okay? He is definitely my master teacher. All that I do, not all, but most or almost everything that I have, I give honor to him because he's the one who really set the course for saving my life, all right? I reached out and he answered my call and he put me up on the right level in the right space that I needed to be in at that time in my life 6 years ago. So I definitely give honor to him, for his time and dedication in what he's doing and bringing Synchronistic Human School of Enlightenment into our lives. Definitely, y'all want to make sure y'all tap on to his website. He gave it to you, but I'm going to put it on the ticker again down here at the bottom of the screen so you don't misspell nothing. All right. But why else would I not want to give thanks to my brother Nabi? Okay, I think I've earned that right to call you Nabi now. All right, Orisha Stone, for having this space for all of us to come and get this real time 411. He's bringing it from all different directions. He's allowing and opening his space and bridging the gaps and living the life force that is all up in him. To bridge us together and help us to get this word out on a universal global level, and there's no respect of person that he has about him, but he got his own ideal way, his own plan of action. He done already spoke it and saw it and thought how it's supposed to be, and so he's putting all that in action. Okay, so y'all continue to come in, throw out the love, throw out the gratitude and the support to him. Y'all can definitely visit, and you're going to hear this in the rolling announcements at the end. But when we got somebody on us that knows alchemy, that knows elements, that knows the minerals, that knows our general original state of Olmec culture, we taking it to the next level and we're doing it with him and he's doing it with us. So y'all, let's keep this fire burning. Hold your torches high. Don't run, because we don't have to run no more because we're free. So just walk the walk and talk the talk. All right. So we can shift everything that needs to be shifted and build upon everything that needs to be built. Ashe, do I get some ashes on that?
I say.
The ashe is the power behind what we say. Ashe.
I
All
say.
right, then.
Yeah, real
All right.
quick,
So
the guy that said,
yeah.
can y'all do a little earlier? Some of us work on Sunday. We all work on Sunday. Everybody working. But I will tell you this: get you some wine. Go put this on the big screen, on the flat screen at home, and sit back and relax and take this information in. Because you know what I'm saying. You want to put this on rewind. That's why we cut it short because they put so much information out there. We got to take this back and or try to break this information down. We got to take it slow. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people want a lot of information. That's why we don't utilize it. So we're gonna go home, relax, go and get in the tub. You know what I'm saying? Really get your relaxation down, drink you some wine, and put it on the replay. So with
That's
that,
all you gotta do.
that's it. we here for you. You know? So I appreciate you guys. And you can go ahead with the credits.
All right, then, y'all enjoy your creation. Just continue to evolve and elevate in everything that you were incarnated to be. Peace and wholeness.
Peace.
I'm sure.
Welcome to the Orisha Stone, also known as Sky Serpent Announcements, where ancient wisdom, evolutionary knowledge, radiant minerals, sacred jewelry, Olmec artifacts, and ancestral treasures come to life. Stay connected for new elevations, new pieces, and spiritual collections made to honor the past, empower the present, and awaken the future. Tap into live streaming with Orisha Stone, where Matriarch Mondays, Chief Talk, Mineral Report, and Whole Mind Matters bring wisdom, culture, minerals, and whole mind elevation to the community. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Follow Orisha Stone on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook at Orisha Stone. Discover Orisha Stone, also known as Sky Serpent, featuring Olmec stones, Olmec artifacts, collections, and sacred jewelry pieces. Explore radiant minerals, alchemy, and ancestral treasures at melanatedimmortals.com under Olmec Antiques. In the same, continue to support Orisha Stone on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook at Orisha Stone. Go ahead, like, subscribe, comment, share, and contribute at CashApp $MANSAMUSASTONE. As we close the 260 Galactic Kin cycle on 260, Yellow Cosmic Sun, the Synchronistic Human School of Enlightenment invites us to illuminate the lessons, release the old patterns, and enter meditation with clarity, completion, and divine renewal. Join Neb Teharka for the sacred closing of this solar activation into the new 260 Galactic Kin cycle. Melanated Immortals Making Evolutionary Changes is shifting the global consciousness of the melanin dominant population. Join High Priestess Ma'at M. Makaru Amen and the Mimic family for live streams every Friday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern and on Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern for the Melanin Frequency Vigils and more. Subscribe at melanatedimmortals.com and follow and subscribe on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook at Melanated Immortals, at Womb Evolution, and at Melanin Frequency. Join us September the 18th through the 20th for the 8th annual Melanin Frequency Convergence in the Georgia Blue Ridge Mountains. Yes, come magnetize, unify, and transmit with the Melanated Immortals during the fall equinox, through sacred gatherings, through restoration, connection, and purpose. This is more than an event. It is remembrance, it is renewal, and it is a collective elevation. Thank us so much for showing up for ourselves and the universe. Are you enjoying the visual expressions divined by Free Reality and MBR LLC? Every creation is uniquely inspired, spiritually guided, and designed to uplift, inspire, and transform us holistically. Thank you for supporting conscious creativity, sacred designs, and the Free Reality movement. For my services, your feedback, and your support, connect with me at freereality@yahoo.com, or you can send a contribution for what you have seen and experienced through CashApp, $Free Reality. Thank us all for showing up for Orisha Stone. Continue to come through and support Orisha Stone as he aims to stand in the gaps for each and every one of us out there, being the changes we want to see in ourselves and others. Life stones being chiseled and put through the fire, it's through shaking and breaking. And we gain the knowledge to build, to enlighten, and to evolve above the predictions and programs that no longer serve us. Peace to the universe, and please make sure you come back soon.